And Harry and Meghan's year to forget keeps getting worse, with the money-minded Montecito runaways now thought to be struggling with how to rebrand themselves after a series of damaging blows. From hemorrhaging staff to having their £20 million Spotify deal axed after being called effing grifters by a top boss, the Sussexes are now widely thought of as one-trick family-bashing ponies who have run their course. And with a massive mortgage on their £40 million Californian mansion to pay, big questions remain over whether the perma-victim pair are going to be veering towards bankruptcy. So, Tom Bauer, you're saying there's a lot of confusion at the moment in Montecito about exactly what they do next.
Well, I'm told it's been a week from hell for the Sussexes in Montecito, and that what they really can't decide is what they're going to do. On the other hand, in Clarence House and in London, there's a feeling that they're finally getting a taste of their own medicine, which is poison. And so the mood really is at the moment, wait and see. But on the other hand, I do think the Sussexes are suddenly finding great problems about establishing or re-establishing the magic and the mystique which they thought they had 2 years ago and has now really evaporated. And they're really looking for a cause. They're looking for something to do. And this division, where suddenly Harry announces he might go off to Africa and make a film about saving Africa, which is just a nonsense, and Meghan, who can't clearly relaunch the TIG because she couldn't even do her own podcasts, she has not forgotten how to work. So I think this week, from what I'm told, they've just been hitting their heads against the wall, trying to discover what should we do, how do we actually relaunch ourselves, rather than disappear down the hole.
Because isn't there a bit of a risk, if Meghan were to relaunch the TIG, that she could become the new Dylan Mulvaney, you know, that trans influencer who got a gig from Bud Light and ended up wiping off about 20% off their stock value? A lot of brands will actually be very nervous about associating with someone who provokes such a reaction amongst at least 50% of Americans.
Well, I think that was the reason the Dior supposed contract evaporated. She has made herself, to some extent, contaminated. And how does a contaminated person actually sell? You see, what was brilliant about the Kardashians was, and is, they keep on reinventing themselves. They always create some huge new marriage or sensation or film or whatever. The Sussexes are only one trick, which is to attack. Yeah. And that has now turned sour.
So they're the total opposite to the Kardashians, because the one thing about the Kardashians, whatever you think about them, I actually happen to quite like them, but they love their family, you know, and in America that's really important. Blood is thicker than water. They always stand by each other, even when they're disagreeing. Total opposite of Harry and Meghan, who threw the Windsors under the bus at the first possible opportunity. But look, Tom, as if things couldn't get any more stressful for King Charles, police now considering criminal charges over the Prince's Foundation Cash for Honours scandal. So this is not good timing, isn't it?
Well, it's very bad for King Charles, and I've always feared this was going to happen. This is to do with the extraordinary story of a Saudi businessman called Mahfouz, who gave £1 million in cash to the king.
Wasn't it Fortnum and Mason bags?
Yeah, not once but twice, or it was euros. And in return was told by his head flunky Fawcett that he would be elevated to not only a knighthood, but also get British citizenship, which of course is a criminal offence. Now, it has really simmered, but the police cannot bury it. And what we understand is that they're going to have to make a decision whether they're going to prosecute Fawcett or not. My suspicion is they're going to have to. And that, of course, is hugely embarrassing for King Charles and really, in the end, will cause him great grief.
Yeah, because this was his nearest and dearest when it
was indeed.
Advisors.
And he took the money.
Yeah, I want to talk as well about this update to Valentine Lowe's fascinating book, Courtiers. He's revealed that it was actually Kate behind the scenes who really lobbied to get that famous line, "Recollections may vary," in the statement eventually released by the late Queen Elizabeth after Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview. So is she actually far more of a force than we have given her credit for, Tom?
Oh, I think we always credited her with force in this programme. You and I have always thought she was the steel behind any of the marshmallows in front, including the king. But, of course, it wasn't her phrase. That was invented by somebody else.
But when she
saw it, she realised. And, of course, This week of all weeks, the pictures of her with Federer today, smiling, looking unbelievably glamorous, sporty and really magnetic, knowing at the same time, hiding in their castle in Montecito or the Sussexes, fretting about what they should do, is just such wonderful boost for the Prince and Princess of Wales.
It's fascinating, isn't it? No big celebrities around the world want to be pictured with Harry and Meghan. They all want to be pictured with William and Kate. This is not what Harry and Meghan expected.
No, of course not. And thank goodness. This is what I said right at the beginning of the segment. This is now tasting their own medicine. The poison has come to infect them.
So now, toxic now.
Well, yeah. I mean, they got their big boost with Oprah Winfrey. They lied in that interview. Finally, it's beginning to swing the other way. And the Waleses are beginning to show that they can survive without the Sussexes and, to some extent, rebuffed all the poison they sent over.